Yo, what is up, artists and art fans? Thank you guys for tuning into the only spot where we talk to all your favorite Instagram artists about the trade, the tools, and we can't forget the tips, baby. I am your host, Zims Apps, and you guys are on Chatting with Zim. Guys, this is episode, I believe it's 127. Holy crap, has time flown by. And also, this is the second episode of year 3, so we're about to start year 3. That's some dope shit here, man. If you guys haven't followed me, make sure you guys go and check it out. It's on the YouTubes. What up, y'all? What up, room? Tone Deaf Guy, what's up? Halo. Shout out to both of these gents. All from the Chicagoland area, so make sure you guys hit them up. But yeah, Chatting with Zim, man. Go follow me. Go show some love, some support, y'all. And definitely go back and watch the last episode. We had Jules Artsy on. Very awesome guest. Young talent on the rise. So check her out and check everybody out so the shows are updated on the YouTubes, right? Besides that, shout out to everybody else, all the brother-in-arms, as we call them, coined by the con artist. Check out the Drawn Con show. That's Con Artist Graphic Designs, and of course, Jace Drawn. So they'll be going on live later today, I think 5 p.m. Central. If you guys like this, then you definitely love that. Also check out the brother live with 7, and of course the guys over at Dead and Laughing. And who else am I missing? Somebody else. But anyway, check us all out, right? I said check us all out. Aside from that, today, guys, we got a very dope guest. His name is Dee Hausner. If you guys haven't heard of him, maybe you guys heard of Kid Nebula. He is gonna be out with us today. Actually, let me go ahead and see where our guest is on. You know what I mean? What's he doing? Let's see. Yo. Besides that, everybody else, how's your day going? Make sure you guys are keeping up and just showing out love. I just recently dropped that Magneto for Zimage number 11, so go show some love. Let me know if you guys like it. I know recently I've been producing a lot of just all these stages of the process. Drop a comment. Let me know which one's your favorite, which one you hate. You know what I mean? And let me know if there's anything I could do differently. But besides that, Mr. Dee Hausner said he is on his way. So that's pretty good. So also, if you guys don't know, this is Dee Hausner right here. That's Kid Nebula. There he is. I see the man of the hour. Hey, Josh, what's going on, man, everybody? Make sure y'all give Josh for Kicks a follow. And I see Delanus in there as well. Shout out to the baby bro. Make sure you guys hit him up because he's also a crazy young digital artist on the rise as well. And if y'all ain't following us, I don't know who the hell y'all following, right? But it ain't us. But without any further ado, guys, let's go ahead and get our guest of honor here. For today, Dee Hausner, we're going to talk about some of his origins, definitely get a little bit more about the Kid Nebula series, and of course the Kickstarter that just launched on Tuesday. So make sure you guys go and check it out, kickstarter.com/project/Dee Hausner/Kid Nebula, or just go to Kickstarter and type in Kid Nebula, right? Simple as that. Yeah, it's Dee. Let's see, request to join. So Dee, request to join at any time, man. Besides that, how's everybody doing? Hopefully y'all had a great weekend. I know I did. It's starting to go. It's starting to feel more like winter every day out here. You know what I mean? But it's alright. 30-something years living in Illinois, and I still ain't used to this crap. You know what I mean? There we go. I see the light. Oh, there it is. Dee sent a request to be in the video. I just woke up, so bear with me, right? But anyway, tell me what you guys are working on. And as we talk to our guest of the hour. Look at that. What up, D?
What's going on, man?
Oh, not much, bro. Not much. At least not for me, man. But for you, they say sky's the limit. Not for you, my man. You go to the galaxy far, far away, and we're not talking about that other brand.
Exactly. It's all Kid Nebula.
Yeah, yeah. So first off, man, how you doing, man? How's your week been?
It's been pretty crazy. It's my first Kickstarter, so it's been a whirlwind. It's been fun, but it's just been. I finally like a day or so after I launched, I just like crashed.
Oh man.
Yeah.
No, man, and it, dude, it started very well, man. And it hit the go and then some, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. That was cool. I mean, I'm so feel so fortunate and honored that everyone wanted to jump on, and got excited about it.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. If everybody is interested, once again, man, go support that Kickstarter Canebula. I know I did. So
Yeah,
the big
appreciate it.
question, the big question, D, is it here yet?
Is what?
Is it here yet? Is the comic here yet?
Oh, no.
Nah, I say that to everybody. You know, it's those kids in the back. Are we there yet? Are we there yet?
Yeah, exactly. Uh, Getting closer. Not far now, as the parents would say, right? Yeah, I'm working on the final few pages, like the big kind of finale there. Yes, those things right there. Unlock those three prints right there. That's been amazing. Those artists deserve all the credit, showcase their stuff. So we got Jacob at J Comics. We got Dennis Valencia, of course,
Yep,
and we got Mike LaPruda. So
Michael Laporta.
yeah, some really good artists and really diverse too. I like different styles and everything is really cool to get them on the
No, for
list.
sure, for sure, man. Um, dude, first time on the show. I want to say thank you for being on. Thank you for giving us your time. It's don't get nervous on me. It's just you, me, and many of our other tens of followers.
Yeah.
For now, you know what I mean.
Thanks for having me,
So
Ron. It's really honored
yeah,
to be
yeah.
here.
No, dude, awesome work, dude, that you've been pulling, and yeah, interesting. I definitely want to get into Kid Nebula. But let's start from the beginning, man.
Sure.
How long have you been drawing, and what got you into it? You know?
Yeah, so I've been drawing probably since about second or third grade, and yeah, my big brother kind of got me into it. He won't ever take credit for it, but he would always doodle stuff, and then I would just draw along with him. Wanted to draw stuff. He was really into uh, reruns of Wild Wild West, that old show. Um, so he'd always draw like Western stuff with some sci-fi, so I'd kind of jump in there. But that's kind of where I started doodling, to kind of hang out with him. Um, but then it was like I got really serious probably around, or not serious, but I really started drawing all the time around fourth or fifth grade. And a lot of that had to do with just those Saturday morning cartoons got me all fired up.
Oh yeah, can't forget that, man. What was your cereal of choice?
Oh, jeez. Oh, my cereal of choice. Um, I kind of went from Captain Crunch and Frosted Flakes. Those are my cereals. And
Ah,
then,
yeah.
but I kind of, whatever I could get, because back in the day, my parents always wanted like the boring cereal. They were trying to look out for me.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah.
I got that, and then I was like, every once in a while we'd get that. But yeah, I mean, but those cartoons I really miss. And as I got older, I felt like a stronger pull to all of them because it was kind of missing. There's a lot of content now, but it's not. It's different. It's a different vibe than those Saturday morning cartoons growing up. So kind of trying to bring that back with Kid Nebula. That was kind of the inspiration for it.
Oh, nice, nice. When do you think it's that point in your life where you actually kind of like took art seriously, man?
Uh, so I kind of put it away for a while in college. After the, but then when my senior year, someone saw me doodling, and then I started drawing. They wanted me to draw some editorial cartoons for the school newspaper in college. So I said, okay. So I had to dust off the old thing and start really getting serious about it. But I mean, I didn't really, then I put it away again for a long time. And I just started getting back into it probably, geez, maybe 5 years ago.
Okay. Yeah, man. It looks like it's something that a lot of these creators and artists that I speak to, it's something that we all share. You know, we all have this big, large gap where we take these big breaks, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But it just kind of, I mean, I guess COVID and everything kind of helped, have me focus a little more because I was like, everyone's kind of at home more, can't do as much stuff. So I started just focusing more on drawing and stuff the last couple of years, to really ramp it up, to take it to the next level. So I guess that kind of got me really serious into it, and then I got, my wife got me an iPad a couple
Ah,
years ago. So then that just, that blew my mind, drawing on
sweet,
that.
sweet.
Yeah.
Now, when you were growing up in the schooling, by any chance did you do any schooling for art, man, or in
Oh,
some way or form, or not one
no,
ounce of it?
no. So, I mean, in high school and junior high, I did a lot of art classes.
Okay.
And then in college, they didn't really have a lot of art, So then afterwards, I thought about getting into a little more. But then I just kind of, life got in the way a little bit, started working and
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
like that. But yeah, I mean, what got me really fired up in my senior year in high school was we were doing for business class. We had each class or two big classes, and we had to like come up with a business and sell it and see who did. So the one we did shows how old school it is. They wanted to do like fanny packs.
Oh
So,
man.
so then they had me. They go, "Hey, can you draw something?" So then they wanted me to draw. Since I was in Alaska at the time, I can get into that a little more. But I lived in Alaska, so I drew this kind of it was a Morty Moose type thing on the backpack, and those things sold out. And I was like all fired up, and all these people in the community were buying these things.
Oh man. Hey, one second, D. It says Notorious Pest says there's really a bad echo going on.
Oh,
Uh, I don't know if that's from my end or your end. I adjusted my volume just a little bit. Put it down just a little bit, just
maybe.
in case. But let us know if we sound better, y'all.
Yeah,
Let us
hopefully.
know where y'all getting the echo from. Thank you guys for letting us know.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No,
I don't know if it's me or not. It might be me. I don't know.
they're saying it's on your end. On my end, you sound perfectly fine. I don't hear any echo, so
Interesting. Huh.
very interesting.
Yeah.
It's all right. The show must go on, I guess.
Yeah. But yeah, so I took like some time away, like after high school and stuff, and went back into
Okay.
college. Then that's about it, really. From that.
Um, is this something that let's see, how can I put it? Is this something that you kind of envisioned as a kid, wanting to be that a comic artist, or is it something that just like kind of landed on your lap, like you said a few years ago, and it's like, hey, here's an iPad, here's this opportunity to re-spark your thing, right?
Yeah, I mean, um, ever since a kid, when I read Secret Wars, that got me fired up.
Oh, nice, hell yeah.
Yeah, that was what got me going. Um, so hopefully the
No,
sound isn't as bad anymore. But
yeah, Pez said it's better now, so thank you, Pez.
yeah, so yeah, that's really what got me into comics. Really was Secret Wars. When I saw that, my
Man,
it
dope.
blew my mind.
Yeah, yeah, hell yeah, man. That's awesome. Well, I mean that's the origins, man. The superhero or villain, D?
Superhero.
Superhero. There you go. That's your superhero origins right there, man. That is badass, man. Uh Now for the before we get like really deep into the Kid Nebula, how did that arise? How did that concept come to fruition, man?
Well, really, I've always liked sci-fi fantasy. That's been my go-to stuff. I love giant robots ever since I was a kid. So like Transformers, Voltron, and all of the stuff that came from
Yeah,
Japan.
yeah.
I get some of those watching those, even back in the day of Johnny Sacco and his flying robot. I saw that. That's like old, really old school. But someone brought it to our house on a VHS and said, "Hey, check this out."
Man, I honestly right there, I don't even know that one. That's a new one to me.
Yeah, that was kind of cool. He kind of looked, the giant robot almost looked kind of Egyptian. He kind of had like this pharaoh out, like almost like a hair, his design in his head, like
Oh,
almost
okay, okay.
pharaoh. But yeah, the kid would just like he had this watch, and he just like giant robot or flying. I forgot what he called them, and then the robot would kind of show up. So that was pretty cool.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, and then of course Ultraman. That. So
Oh yeah.
that was. I loved Ultraman, and then as far as like cartoons, besides the set, I also liked like well, I guess it went by many names, but like G Force, Gotcha Man, whatever. Um,
Yeah.
Battle of the Planets, whatever one you version of the title that you saw. Um,
Yeah, those are dope.
so I kind of those have always been what I really like. So I kind of was inspired by all of them, and when I wanted to uh, work on something, I just started gravitating towards that, and then I had all these ideas start coming into my head. Um, Early on, and then I kind of, like I said, I put it away for a while, and then I revisited it, and then really all these other characters came to my mind, which really got me excited about it. That's really what I think got me really excited, was the all the supporting cast. Once I
Okay.
started coming up with all of them, I was like, oh man, this is something here now.
It's like I got something here. Let me run with it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Besides your Kid Nebula series, man, is do you have any other current projects that you're working on?
uh, just some freelance stuff, really.
Okay.
Like I did a piece for one of my favorite web comics, Velour and Tweed. It's like this really cool web comic, and just finished up. So if you want to binge read it, now's a good time, because they'll probably do a Kickstarter next year, to compile it all. But it's really cool. It's like this kind of a noir cop story, and then his sidekick is like this. It looked like a uh, stuffed animal, like a blue rabbit, but it's like a robot type thing. So I did, like, he wanted me to do like this in-world ad for the comic, so I did that, which
Hmm.
was really fun. I like doing those in-world ads, like those ads like for the world there. So I did one about these uh, these robots that were kind of everyone was buying or something. So I did this full page ad for them. So that was kind of fun. But yeah, I kind of do those kind of things, really. Nothing. This one's kind of been taking a lot of my time.
Sweet. And what was that name again? How do you spell that?
Velour, Velour, and Tweed, Tweed. Yeah, that's really
Okay.
good. It's really fun. I really like that one.
Lauren Tweed. Hell yeah. So make sure y'all go check that out.
Yeah,
And while y'all checking that out, make sure you guys give Dee Hausner a follow at D.Hausner right here on Instagram. And of course, make sure you check out that bio. It's that for the Kickstarter,
yeah.
and go and show support, man. Uh, Anywhere else we could find you on social media besides here, D?
Well, I'm on Twitter. I haven't really um, been that active on Twitter, but I do
Okay.
have that one's Doogie Hausner. That's my handle there. And then Yeah, then I have, since I have Instagram, it's linked. I have a Facebook page,
Okay.
which but that's about it. I don't have a lot too much. Instagram, I really kind of right away. I love just the community here at
Oh yeah.
Instagram, and I just kind of just really helped me, pushed me, and inspired me. So I stayed, stuck with it a lot.
Sweet, man. Well, same here, man.
Yeah.
It's the reason why I do these lives here. Um, Future projects that you might have in store besides the Kid Nebula.
Oh, so well, the Kid Nebula. After Kid Nebula, I have a few. I have one of kind of like more of your, I guess you'd say standard superhero.
Mm-hmm.
I have an idea for that one. That I'm just kind of fleshing out, and then I've been working on a little bit on the side this other project, kind of inspired by the Shadow, kind of
Okay.
that old, kind of nostalgic back in the day, old hero. Which, yeah, I mean that's kind of what I'm looking at right now. And then I'm really actually, um, since in the community, I've met a lot of cool artists and creators that are interested in collaborating. We're doing crossovers, so I'm really down with that. That'd be really exciting to do some crossovers with someone in, some characters in the Kid Nebula verse with, you know others. So I'm always open for that. That'd be really cool, even if it's just like a couple pages or a spread, or So I've been, trying to prioritize those too. That I've got a lot of requests, and I've made some requests too. So hey, if you're down too, man, I'm
Yeah,
always
dude,
open.
I got a nice little panda bear, Panda Zim. He likes to get into all these crazy adventures. So most recently he went into Magneto mode, but
Oh yeah, that was
I could
awesome, man.
thank you, man. I could definitely put him in with Kid Nebula. I think that would be fucking perfect.
Sweet. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's when I saw your stuff. I'm like, oh man, this would be awesome. Kind of, we're on the kind of the same page, the type of things we like, I think.
Yeah, for sure, man. I always say I mean I'm an 85's baby. So, about the 90s when all this was happening, Jim Lee, the whole image thing. That's kind of when I kind of really kind of my first memories, right, about comics. So,
Yeah.
hence why I love that gritty style so much.
Hmm.
So, yeah, man. I take it a lot of inspiration from the 90s.
Awesome. Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Sweet, man. Um, Part-time or full-time artist?
I wish I was full time, just part time. So it's that's what's kind of, been a challenge, just trying to, juggle the schedule and find out time to consistently do it. And I've been able to for this last year or so to consistently draw every day, just about. But yeah, it's so yeah. I work in the tech field, for
Oh, nice.
yeah, it's a software company. So it's that's been that takes a lot of time, but I always try to. And at the beginning, it was tough because I'm on a computer all day, then to like get on another
Ah,
computer to draw.
yeah.
But then I kind of see it differently now. I'm like, okay, I'm on a laptop. This is an iPad. If I can kind of make that distinction now.
Nice, nice. And what do you do in the tech field, man?
So I work for this. It's like a tech startup. It's called Config Air, and what we do there is I do a lot of visual stuff with them.
Oh,
So,
okay.
like one that I'm most proud of that I did is if you go onto the McLaren website, the sports cars, right? If you go to McLaren.com and you go into configure, that's all the stuff I worked on. So you can go in the car, you can rotate it. We have, so we have a 2D web friendly version. And then if you go to the dealerships, we've got our 3D software there. And so it uses the Unreal gaming engine. So that makes it really fun. So you get really good quality stuff like graphics and stuff. So that's really fun.
Oh, that's cool. That's
Yeah.
really
So
dope.
I just went to I popped into the one by down in a couple in LA, but the one last time I went to was in Newport Beach, just to check out the showroom and to see our software and everything. It was really cool. And they have this huge,
Dope,
like,
dope.
big screen TV there and all that. It's like the highlight. People just, they can configure and basically get a quote right there and get it printed out and everything with all the specs.
Oh, that's badass.
Yeah, so
That's,
that makes it tough though because I have to always sign these non-disclosures because I get the stuff early, right? And I'm always like,
yeah,
yeah, I
yeah.
do one. But yeah.
You should be like, hey, I'll take my payment in a car form.
Oh man, so that's one thing that everyone always asks, like, so how's it driving it? They're really, um, I guess strict or something with that. So
Hmm.
like I haven't been able to really test drive one yet. I was able to sit in one and kind of start it up and feel the power of it, but I haven't been able to like take it for a spin or anything. But they said
Oh,
they're the headquarters in the UK. That's where they have like a private track and everything. That's why I want to go. So hopefully next year when things open up, I can go there. They've been wanting us to come out.
oh man, that'll be dope.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, that's kind of what I do. Like I would do other
Cool.
like other clients, but that one is like the flashiest, right? Like sports
Yeah,
cars.
yeah.
We do a lot of other things like kind of like interior design, so you can kind of see everything before you order it. You know, we place all these things in there. So, but this one's the flash. So that's kind of what I do during the day. So at night, I'm firing up the iPad and getting into drawing. You know, sometimes it's hard, but yeah, I always try to get at least something done every day.
Sweet, sweet. And just want to also confirm to the room, if any of you have questions, y'all could just ask away. But if you can, please use the question bubble down below. That way we could share with the room, right? Because I know sometimes these questions get lost
Okay.
in the chat there. So dope, man. You know, you got the kid in outer space. You got you riding around in Rolls Royces and McLarens here and all this stuff, man. That's cool. Uh, what motivates you, bro?
Oh man, geez. Well, one is just art has always been kind of therapy for me. You know, just going through good times and bad times, art's always been kind of there for me, and it helps me, you know, just kind of calm the system down and all that. You know, especially this last year and a half has been really rough for me, like with you know, family stuff and all that, like some
Yeah,
deaths in the family. But so I mean, that's kind of what I found. Really, it was art. Really, is kind of does that for me. It's kind of like therapy, and yeah, I mean, also just like I said, the community really inspires me. So it really pushes me to kind of try to push the envelope and kind of, you know, try to see where I can take this. You know, just like watching all you guys do it, it's just been really great.
yeah. No, and I would second that, man. Same. I feel the same way, man. So gotta give it up to y'all in the room, man. If it wasn't for y'all, you know, hyping each other up, then yeah,
Yeah.
for sure, bro. Right now, D, let's get into a favorites game. How about that? You ready for that one?
All right, let's do it.
It's easy, man. It's all about you, man. It can't get any harder than that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Uh, so this one, I'm just gonna ask you some questions, and you let me know your favorites. How about that? Uh, D, what is your favorite food, brother?
Wow. Um,
Like all of
uh,
it.
yeah, yeah. I'm a kind of a foodie, but I love steak. That's probably my favorite.
Mm.
But you know, with the kids, I eat pizza and pasta and stuff a lot, and I love that always. But yeah, I love steak. Making it like preparing in different ways. So that'd probably be my favorite.
Man, hopefully you don't get stoned for this one, but or get your head in the stake here. But how do you like it done?
I like it medium.
Medium. There you
Yeah,
go. You know,
yeah.
because that could hurt you or go against you, man.
Oh yeah, that's always a that's that's a trigger point right there.
Right, right, right. D, what about your favorite music, brother?
Wow. So I mean, favorite music. I mean, I like a whole bunch of genres, but I love the kind of the 80s and 90s music a lot. So I
No,
always,
dope.
I like going back to that stuff. When I draw, I like listen to like synth wave and stuff like that sometimes to kind of bring me back into it kind of takes me into like the sci-fi mode a lot of times.
Nah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Dope, dope. Uh, I know we just plugged in a car brand, but your favorite car, man, or your favorite car.
Well, I do like McLaren, but since I haven't driven one, I can't really. I probably won't vote for them right now. I do love. Well, we have an Audi. I really like that one. That one
Oh, dope.
drives really well. So I have to go with that one just from personal. That one and VWs. You
Oh,
know,
okay.
we want to get the. We saw when they had a VW van or bus, whatever. They're trying to bring that back. That'd be kind of
Yeah,
fun.
yeah. I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's badass. I think they're gonna do it right. Justice, I think it's gonna hit.
Yeah.
Um, ah, I know this one's gonna be an easy answer. Besides your own,
Hmm.
what is your favorite comic or comic title?
Oh, wow. Well, if we talk about the big three or whatever, first, because usually right now I'm doing more like reading more indie comics,
Hmm.
but I can't go like I was brought up kind of like on the Marvel at the beginning, so Spider-Man would probably be my favorite hero, like character at the beginning, seeing him in Secret Wars and stuff like that, but I've been really getting into things like what is it? Black Science. That one's really cool. If you ever seen that one, that just visually the artwork is really cool. It's kind of like this sci-fi fantasy. Um, and what else? And pretty much anything that Scotty Young does, I love. I love Scotty
Okay.
Young's work.
And well, that was my next question. Who is your favorite artist? So,
Yeah, he's definitely right up there, Scotty, because I just love the energy and his just the way he does his art, his characters and stuff, and how it flows. Um, then going way back, old school, Alex Toth. He was always, all the way from the Saturday morning cartoons. I mean, he did most of them that I can remember. Like, he did. I think he was involved in all those back then, like the Hanna-Barbera stuff, if I'm not
mm,
mistaken. But then his I don't know if it's lesser known, but to me it was lesser known when I realized, oh wow, he does like, so he did this long run, this comic Zorro, this cartoon strip. I think you can get it in a comic. That was really cool, and I learned a lot from him. How he just with like, he's not a minimalist, but like he can just a few lines can just go a long way with him. And I was like,
mm.
man, because sometimes I try to put too much stuff in thinking I need it, but the way he does it is just, I always look back at his stuff, and that kind of inspires me because he doesn't like for a background. Sometimes he can get the same point across with just a few well placed lines and
Mm.
highlights, and then you're like, wow, that's pretty amazing. I can't. I'm not there yet. I can't do that, but
Man, dude, yeah. Like I said, man, you and I both, brother. Since I have that love for that '90s look, you know what I mean. It's hard for me to simplify stuff. So I feel you,
yeah,
man. I feel you.
yeah.
It's the few brush strokes and bam, holy shit, man. You got that angle and everything, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. And not last but not least, man. Your favorite part of the process of the whole art process.
For me, at least I would say it's character design. Coming
Okay,
up with
cool.
characters. That always excites me and gets me to keep going and want. And me myself, when I'm coming up with these, I'm like, oh, this is cool. I want to explore that character more because I want to know more about him or her. And so then, I just started drawing more, and then I started coming up with a cool backstory, and that kind of drives like where I go with the comic. But in the besides that, it'd probably be I like doing the space backgrounds and stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah.
all those things in the comic itself, like those the kind of the cool. I guess it lives up to the name, the Nebula type stuff in the
Yeah,
background.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet. And yeah, this will be the last one. Your favorite color and three reasons for liking it, man.
Uh, I, Orange, that's my favorite color. And geez, that's. I guess I was a huge. I don't even know if this is why, but maybe subconsciously, I was a huge, really into basketball growing up. So maybe
Mm.
that drew me to orange. I'm not sure with that, but and then growing up in up really young, I was in Michigan, and so I always liked the Detroit Tigers. They had orange in their uniform, and I always thought that was cool. So guess that was. And then my favorite orange sherbet is my favorite ice cream, or so it's not really ice cream, but it's sherbet, which is close, or sorbet, or whatever, which one. But yeah, those are my favorites because I used to eat that all the time as a kid.
Hey, well, there you go. I mean, subconsciously we pick up on things like this, right?
Yeah, I think
So
so.
that's dope, man. That's very badass. And I think orange is not one of the most favorites here. It's usually like red or black.
Mm,
But orange, I like it. I
yeah.
like it. Yeah, I think Amazon uses orange in their stuff. I was seeing these uh, the other day. This how colors affect you, right? Or how they sell. You know how
Mhm.
people respond to colors, man. And orange, I think, was like very welcoming, very trusting. It was
Mm.
crazy. It was cool.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah.
definitely like it as a it's a. I guess you can have too much of a good thing. I wouldn't like deck my stuff out in all orange, but I do like the highlights or accents are
Sweet.
really cool.
Sweet, sweet, man. And before we get into Kid Nebula, because I really I want to know the origins of that as well, and how that came to be. Um, but let's get into the segment I like to call Josh's Tools. This is where we talk about the tools of the trade, what you use. Since you are digital, do you also do traditional?
Yes, I do traditional. That has actually gone down as I've been working on the comic more because I've just been doing everything digital just to help speed up time. But
Same boat, man. So
yeah, so like traditionally, I mean, I don't have anything. I have all the microns. I like those.
hmm.
Color wise, I have what are those? I got them at the art store. Not the fancy. I don't know if you say Copics or Copics. I always forget what is it, tomato,
Yeah,
tomato. I don't know which way.
right, right.
I don't have those. I have like this other brand that's pretty good, but I'm still learning. I mean, that is what I've found so wild, was like how the blending and all that stuff,
Mm,
man. And so usually when I do traditional, I do a lot of just like inking, minimal colors, like that. So like a couple years ago, I did like a draw on the lunch bag, my daughter's lunch bag every day. Like I give her new. She wanted me to. Like I started out just doing for a couple, and then she wanted it every day. So I started drawing characters on her bag, and then that's kind of what I was doing a lot of the traditional with a couple years ago.
nice.
But yeah, so nothing really fancy with the. I don't have any of the really, or don't know as much about the all the cool things that are available traditionally, and I definitely want to get more into it.
Yeah, no, I mean this is just what you use, man. It's usually there'll be times where people, they'll put those Copics or Copics on a pedestal. There's others are like, yeah, I could do without, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
yeah, man, it's and then something I say as well, it's usually the artist that makes the tools, not the other way around.
yeah.
Um, so that's cool. And as far as your digital game, man, what type of tablet, what applications are you using?
So I've got the iPad, I guess iPad Pro. That's what I have. It's like maybe 2 years old now, and I mainly use Procreate. I love that app, Procreate is like my favorite. It just seems like it's so, to me, it's like so turnkey. I just can open that app and I can just start diving into it. I do have, I've been trying to look more at Clip Studio, but don't really like the setup as much on the iPad with Clip Studio because it's like this subscription-based thing.
Mm.
So that's the only thing that stopped me from that. But I've looked at the demo and I like it. It's got like, I mean, it's made for like if you're trying to make a comic, pretty much. But I haven't really
Sweet.
gotten into that. So Procreate's really upped its game, I think. So it hasn't really stopped me making a comic, just almost strictly using Procreate because it's got, you know, you got text now, and the cool thing I like now is they have this pages thing where you can drop all your pages kind of is almost kind of like a layer, but you see them all on the bottom, so you can kind of scroll through them and just kind of see the flow of your comic, which is kind of nice, I think.
Oh, that's badass.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
just came, I think, in the latest update. So I just did that like last week, so that was pretty cool. And then of
Oh,
course I've been messing around with the now they can do the you can import a 3D model and paint
oh
that
yeah.
and stuff like that. So that's cool too.
Yeah, that's crazy, right? That's a trip. That whole 3D stuff.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it's fun.
man. Yeah. As far as the iPad Pro, the pencil, uh, usually Apple Pencil and stuff.
Yeah, so the Apple Pencil. I mean, I've got a I use also was it Paperlike? I've got that on the screen protector type thing, which actually does help because then you feel like there's some resistance when you're drawing. So because I know some people complain about like, oh, it feels like you're just drawing on glass, but with that you get a little bit of give, and that's I
Hmm.
mean resistance, which is good. So it feels more like you're on paper.
Sweet. And
Yeah.
man, that wraps up that little segment, man.
All right.
So everybody who's interested, make sure y'all run out and grab yourself an iPad Pro, and make sure you send an extra one to D and myself.
Yeah,
We
exactly.
would greatly appreciate that one.
Yeah.
And so, man, Kid Nebula, dude. Oh, I think I knocked this over. Kid Nebula, brother. I know we got a little bit of just on that earlier, talking about how your love for sci-fi and everything, and how you
Mhm.
adapted everything into Kid Nebula. Um, Tell us about Kid Nebula.
Oh, well, so I mean, Kid Nebula started basically. I started thinking about this character. I didn't really have a name for him yet, but when we like abruptly moved from Detroit to Alaska when I was young, and I think I was in third, fourth grade. So I started thinking about kind of that character because I thought we are going to space. Basically, like
Holy
Alaska
crap!
felt so like disconnected with the rest of the United States in my mind, you know, always just living in the, as they say, the lower 48 or whatever. So that was really different. So that kind of got me thinking about that, always looking up to the stars. And then the Borealis Brigade, that was also kind of a nod to the living in Alaska because the
You know
northern
that
lights and everything.
that actually makes sense now, because I that was another one that I was gonna ask. I was like, Borealis. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's cool, man. That's cool.
Yeah. So that kind of got me into that. And then, so then I just kind of simply moved around a lot throughout my life, I guess. It just kind of more and more this idea of like this kid and his robot, you know, kind of is kind of all you need. Because I never really got so too attached on a place because we moved so much. So I just started thinking about the people around you. Really, that's kind of where what makes home, and that's kind of how I thought it'd be perfect to kind of show that in space because space is so huge and it feels so cold and dark, you know, like that. And really all you have is each other type thing. And so that's kind of what I was the basis or the launching point for Kid Nebula, thinking of those things. Um, and then of course, then all my influences came flooding into my
Yeah,
ideas.
yeah.
But yeah, and so Kid Nebula, to give a little backstory and like his character. So the Borealis Brigade was like kind of like this huge galaxy defending force that would help protect the people of the galaxy and help defend the galaxy from outside invaders. But over time, they started, as things got more and more developed. Yeah, there you go. That's some of them right there. The Borealis Brigade, a lot of the members, because these members are coming from all walks of life, all different species, different planets. They all kind of joined together, put their differences aside to help on this force. But then what ended up happening was, over time, they started getting called back to their home planets, their home worlds, to like, deal with local disputes and things like that, and warring factions. So basically what ended up happening was the Borealis Brigade didn't disband, but now it's just kind of like, well, that first image, there's only a handful of members now, and Kid Nebula is one of the last ones because his family's been in it for several generations, and he's kind of the last one, and he still believes in it. And there's a small group of people that are still part of the brigade that will follow him and try to help where they can. Yeah, that's. Oh, and then I'm about to show this update, but that wraparound cover, he sent it to me now. It's all color. He colored.
What?
It's amazing, right?
Oh, dude, that's sick.
Yeah, this is Derek Fleece. He's amazing. Doodles on Demand, I believe, is his thing. But yeah, this is like, when he sent me this yesterday, my mind was just blown. And because I put on the Kickstarter, like first the pencils and then the inks. I kept updating when he'd send me, and then like yesterday, it's like boom, he dropped this on me, and I was like, wow, it's amazing how he and that's what I really love when I got other artists said they'd want to help contribute and come on board, and he was really, you could tell he really connected with the characters, because he first was just going like, okay, I'll do a promo piece. I'm like, sure. And he's just going to do like 1 or 2 characters, maybe 3. And then all of a sudden he sent me the pencils, like, it's like this epic battle.
Like, oh,
like,
shit.
Amazing. So I said,
Hell
this
yeah.
is be a wraparound cover. And he's like, yeah, so that's cool. So that's basically
badass.
this one kind of shows it all, really. Like, so you got the whole Borealis Brigade fighting these guys, the robot renegades, those guys. And they kind of come to town. Yep, those guys right there. They come to town, and then they mean business. And they haven't kind of shown up in a long time. So all of a sudden, it's more than just like a small thing, even though, he's got the 50-foot robot with him. These guys mean business. So he realizes, we might have to try to get the band back together.
For sure, for sure.
Me, I love big robot fights.
Hell yeah, dude. You had me at robots, man.
Yeah. So that's kind of the starting point of like the little backstory of like what Kid Nebula is about, his character and kind of the Borealis Brigade, and it takes you right at the beginning when the robot renegades come into town, and he has to figure out what do they want and what's going on and all that. And then he realizes, he's got to try to get the band back together and try to see if he can signal the kind of the bat signal type thing and get the brigade back in its full power.
And the adventure starts from there, man.
Yeah, exactly. And then, by the way, like I have on the Kickstarter, and also there's a kaiju, so that just throws a big mix in it.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
So
who doesn't fucking love kaijus here, man?
Yeah. So I like the last post I did this, I think yesterday, was kind of to show you the scale of this one kaiju that one of my I guess he's like one of my most popular. I get a lot of fan art from him, the Kaiju Commando, and he just to show in scale what he's going against in against this kaiju. Yeah, he looks like he's like a little Tic Tac.
a little tooth there.
Yeah, he's got a lot of tricks up his sleeve, and he's fought a lot, and he's really known throughout the galaxy And no one really knew. Like, you always hear stories about this character, but no one really you don't really know anyone that's seen him. You just hear stories about him, and then he shows up, and so you know it's a kaiju around.
Let's say no more, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
definitely interested to see where it goes. And I heard one of the other ones you were thinking about making this like I believe it was you, man. I don't want to confuse you. Um, was this a short-term comic, or is this something that you want to see how far you could take it?
I
Is this
mean,
like
I
a
like
small series or?
yeah. So I like to see how far I could take it. I've got a lot of stories with these characters, and but this first story I'm just going to be
Oh, okay,
3 issues, and then
okay,
after that it'll be move on to what's the aftermath of it and stuff like that,
sweet.
and then of course the side characters. A lot of people want to know more about the side characters, like the space samurai, the kaiju commando, Aura Ren with her kind of laser staff type thing she has, and then the other guy that was Oryx Zarmanger, who's like this guy that has to basically wear like his own breathing apparatus because his the air that he can breathe is only like found in on a few planets. So
Is that this guy?
yeah, that's that guy. So he created his own suit to leave his planet and adventure, and and he's really I think, like I said in the last, he's a, a botanist by trade, but an adventurer at heart. So he's one of the few that's left his homeworld because of the restrictions, and he's found some through all his work and his with plants and stuff like that. He found some things that can help synthesize what he needs to breathe. So he
Mm,
has to find those at different planets and all that, and he can cultivate it, and it's in his suit.
that's sweet, man. Um, Dude, well, I'm excited, man. I'm excited to actually have that. Not just you, but there's a few other artists I backed up here as well. Dennis being one of them,
Oh
and
yeah,
Danomite.
yep.
Are you familiar with
It's
Danomite? Yeah.
yeah, it's amazing.
So I think you three are my top three that I backed up this year, and yeah, man, definitely excited to get all of you guys' work, man. And I I like you guys. You know what I mean? It's you guys that they got me in going ahead and supporting you, right? It's you guys are
Appreciate
cool.
that.
Yeah, man. And
Oh, I just wanted to
yeah,
show you this. So this shirt here, if you can see, red. I'm wearing it right here. This
that's
I'm going to
dope.
be giving away. He's another character, Man of Mystery. When we hit 50 backers, I'm going to do everyone's name. All the backers will get put in there, and whoever we draw randomly in the generator gets a free shirt sent to them.
Sweet, man. Put all the backers on the back of the shirt.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah,
Put the list. That'll be bad. That'll be
yeah,
badass.
yeah. I just
Uh,
want to do that. Yeah, it's just as a thank you to everyone that's believed in me and Kid Nebula.
Sweet, man. Now let's talk a little bit more. Well, first off, we're about to hit that hour mark in about 7 minutes, man. You got a little bit more time, or are you pressed
Yeah,
for
yeah,
time?
yeah. I got a little more time.
I won't take too much of it, maybe an extra 15,
No, that's
30
cool.
tops. Let's get into the creator mindset of this, right? As a creator and comic artist, how do you know when, like for example, when you name your characters, how do you know, hey, this is what it's gonna be, and not be like, oh well, I'm calling him this now, and then 2 3 weeks later, I'm gonna call him that, right?
Yeah, so that's kind of interesting. So sometimes I just have a placeholder. Sometimes I just kind of know because, well, me being a product of like kind of like what got me in comics was like the Stan Lee era, right? Like he
Mm,
loves his alliteration, so that's how I was kind of come up with a way of like start to brainstorm ideas, and then uh, the naming is kind of tricky though because like the sometimes what I think what they're gonna become, it helps drive what I want to name them. And then other times it's like with Kaiju Commando, it was pretty easy. Like this is what he does. You know, he attacks that. But then then I like to do subtle things like with Giant Robot. Um, we don't really see the origin of how they met. They'll kind of hint at it, but it's really
Hmm.
G18-NT is really, he's just kind of like a serial number or a model number. But when he saw him as a young kid, he right away he said, "Oh, this is Giant." That's what he saw as a
Yeah.
kid. That's why he calls him
So
that. So I have things like that too that just kind of say what he is, but then kind of fit in like a cool little backstory of how he got that name. But yeah, it's really tricky, like coming up with names. I mean, sometimes that kind of trips me up. Sometimes for a while, and then I can't. Sometimes me being so like hooked on it, like when I'm doing character design, sometimes it totally stops me. I'm like I can't. It's like a roadblock. If I can't come up with a name or even something that will keep me happy for now, then I'm like, it just doesn't work. So I have to move on to a different character for a while, and then come back.
yeah.
But yeah, I usually try to use those things as just like kind of when I look at the character, um, kind of what do I see in a way, like see for that character. That's kind of one of my driving things, if that makes any sense. And then to like what I see, the relation with all the other characters and things like that. And so I kind of throw that in a blender, and then start with like what do they do, what's their profession, and what's their role in this whole story, and
Mm,
then that kind of drives the character naming, I think. But
cool.
it's very tough sometimes.
No, I mean, I've, I gave it a shot. I've given shots at trying to come up with characters and stuff like that, and I could tell you firsthand, it's pretty, yeah, sometimes you have to find it, right? It's all in the name, right? A name
Yeah.
is can be very powerful, so you definitely want to like capture the essence of the name, right, in a character.
Hmm.
Um, that being said, do you name your characters before you design them? Is it vice versa, or is it just all up in the mix, man?
It's usually up in it depends. Like, so Kaiju Commando came up with his name first, and then that name kind of sparked an idea of what I think he'd look like. Um,
Okay,
and but then others, it's kind of I start drawing a character, and then you kind of throw it in the blender and see what happens. I think,
sweet.
unfortunately, I wish there was like I haven't really found like a set formula that helps me every time, but I have like a process that like I was saying, I just think of the character, what the character is going to do, and what does he mean to the other characters around him, and where is he from. I start trying to think of a little backstory, and then that kind of helps sometimes. Other times, I mean, I have some characters probably that just sit there, the nameless, the nameless one for a while.
Oh, shit. I like that, the nameless ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, something to work
Right.
off of. Um, now, now earlier you also said that one of your favorite parts was character design.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, are there any tips that you've learned along your way that you might be able to share with other people trying to create their own characters?
Well, yeah. So one thing that helped me or helps me a lot is how to basically don't be worried about what it's going to look like. You just kind of go with the flow, right? It can look like, you might think it looks like a mess, but you see like this, because you want to I try to break my habits of like a typical shape of a character that I'd like, right?
Hmm.
So I come up with, I started doing different shapes and things. And one thing that helped me a lot was uh, doing the silhouettes. So I didn't even have to worry about details. I just do silhouettes of characters, and I can kind of build, take, and add from there. And then that really gave me some good ideas of how the team's going to look together. And I said, oh, this character would be really good to the team. So the silhouette technique really worked well for me, where you just basically do a silhouette, and then you use that as a starting point, and then you you build from there. So then that way, when I do a whole bunch of silhouettes together, then I want each one to be a little different. So I know then they're all not going to look the same shape or anything. But yeah, I think who Jamie Jones, he's the one that kind of showed me about that idea, about the silhouette technique. And he has a really cool comic called The Baboon.
The Baboon.
And he's kind of like the spirit, the shadow type vibe, but he's really good. He is I think he just finished this Kickstarter for his one that he was doing something really cool where he would he has a Twitch channel as well, and he would basically be drawing, you see him drawing the pages right there every day, and then at the end he'd color it off on the side, but you'd see him go his whole process of like thumbnailing and everything. So I thought that was really cool seeing all that, especially for me, since I'm trying to figure out, I read so many comics, but then when you're actually doing your own, it's definitely challenging to come up with like all the things of the pacing, the layouts, the the panels and all that. So
cool. And also, while we're in the spirit of sharing, Kickstarter, right? What are some of the things you learned launching your Kickstarter? You know what I mean?
Yeah, so I learned a lot from actually others. The big thing is go to some Kickstarters that you support or you really like, and then so like the tiers and the offerings, and then also then I always knew I'm a sucker for trading cards, so I had to have trading cards somehow in mine. But one of the biggest things was, since it's really think of it more as like a community launch, really. So doing it the live launch, that was amazing. Like the live stream launch party, and I definitely recommend that to everyone, at least to look into it, if you can, scheduling wise, because it just makes it feel like everyone's part of it, and you go in there and you get to bring all these cool people from the community together too and hang out, which is nice. It helps with the nerves too.
No, yeah, and something else that I've noticed just seeing you guys doing these lives, it's your guys' energy, your guys' passion for it really, it really what's the word I'm trying to look for, but it's something that you could see, you could feel it, right, when you guys are out there doing this stuff. So yeah,
I
man.
definitely want to bring the energy and the excitement, because then people kind of can read on that. If you're not excited about your own book, then it's hard for other people to get excited about it, and I think that's the key thing too. When you're working on a project, you need to be kind of excited about it and where it's going. If not, then you can't really expect other people to jump on,
No, yeah, and that's key, guys. So for y'all who want to see yourselves maybe launching a Kickstarter for some of your work someday, make sure you're passionate about your work, right? Because it's something that the audience could really feel, right?
Yeah.
I think that would be the right term. We catch on that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, that's super dope, man. As far as sharing, just because I love to, give tips to people and other artists. That way, it's a little bit easier on them if they ever want to try any of these avenues. What is the best piece of advice given to you, man, or as an artist?
Oh, wow. So, well, through this whole process of trying to put together comic, the best advice I got was, don't do your work or comic, or probably just any art, really, don't do it for others. You first have to do something that you like, that you connect with, and then people really feed off that, and then they'll connect with it, because it's not just a piece that you're throwing out there like, oh, some people might like this, but if they see your love for something, then it's just going to get them more excited about it as well. So that was like one of the biggest things, because you start getting in your own head and you start thinking like, are people going to like this? And I had to kind of just keep listening to that voice saying, first you have to like it, and like where it's going, and then others will see that how you're writing and stuff, you're really into it,
Mm.
and the energy in that, and I think that really people feed off that.
Sweet. Well said. Well said, my man. Hey, thanks, Dennis. As Zim bringing the heat with great questions. I
The hot
learned,
seat.
man. You didn't do 127 episodes and not learn a thing or two. You know what I mean? It gets easier every time. That's all I gotta say, man. Um, let's see. What about let's do this one. How about challenging yourself? How do you go about challenging yourself on these new projects and stuff, these new endeavors?
Oh wow! So one of the biggest things that I found was, you definitely have to push yourself out of your comfort zone. Like I could draw
Mm,
robots and stuff all
that's a
the
big
time.
one, yeah.
I love drawing robots, and this thing has a lot of robots. But what I'm trying to focus a lot on is like, the little things like shading and all those different aspects like that, backgrounds, things that I would rush through before or wouldn't, or I just kind of avoid because it's like, oh, this is going to take too much time. So those kind of things, you kind of want to face those head on in a way, and you're kind of forced to through this process when you're making a comic, especially because you're going to need backgrounds, you're going to need to show different mood and tone and stuff with shading and things like that. So that's been the biggest thing for me, is just kind of get yourself outside the comfort zone to make it a little easier, because you can't avoid it forever. You can duck it, but you're going to get burned on it eventually.
For sure, man. Um, Now let's kind of like let's finish off the show with a little bit more about you, man. Any other skills, D, that you might have that we don't know about, man? Can you play the guitar? Can you I don't know, man, break dance?
Well, let's see what other stuff I do. I wish my brother was the musical one. He could play guitar and everything. He still does. So unfortunately I didn't get that. So I was really decent at going back to the orange. I was really decent at basketball. I mean, even being only 5'10", I was able to I didn't get any scholarships or anything coming out of Alaska, but then I went to a school in Michigan called St. Mary's, and I just basically I said, when is your open tryout? And I just showed up and I made the team. So that was just another thing, just like, don't let things get in your way if you really believe in yourself, so that was really great. So did that. So basketball was good. Dennis, if he's still in here, Spartan races, we do those, obstacle course things. So those are fun.
Cool.
Yeah, but that's basically about it, I think.
What about when you're not creating, man? How do you chill? What do you do?
Uh, well, usually we do a lot of cool game nights. The family or friends come over. We've been doing that
Sweet.
more now, more family, so all types of games. The games where you work together, and the games where you try and take each other out. We do a mix of those kind of games.
Favorite board game, man.
Well, so I've been getting into these ones they call like legacy games, which is
Okay.
interesting because it's like you play one game, but then it's like you play that same game for like how many? It's almost like episodes. So like I played, and it's kind of funny when we started playing this game called Pandemic right before the pandemic hit.
Oh,
So
dude.
someone's like, oh, so then we finished the first season there. And I'm like, I don't want to play the next one. they're
I'm
gonna,
done.
yeah. But that's a really fun game because you work together on that and you're trying to do all these things. This other game I played, some of my friends brought, it's called Betrayal. And what happens there is, it's kind of like one of those haunted mansion type things with a lot of history. So you kind of explore this mansion and there's like a bunch of you and you find different artifacts and things. Then all of a sudden, you don't know when, but boom, it hits. One of you betrays everyone else.
Oh, dude.
So then it just flips, and then all of a sudden it's a race against time, you against that one person. He can summon spirits, or who knows what the scenario is. So it gets really dicey.
Oh man, that sounds interesting. And Dennis says D just opened up Jumanji with Pandemic.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, we didn't mean to. We were laughing so hard. Like, do you really want to keep playing this game?
It's like no. That's crazy. Dude, is there any type of either medium that you haven't really done that maybe you might be interested into to doing someday?
Well, I mean, I like geez. So animation's always been something I've really been into. I actually worked on, I mean, going old school, showing my age, but then when they had like the whole Flash animation, some of my buddies, we were working on this was one thing, and then the worst thing happened. It's like the whole thing got fried, and we lost like so much stuff.
Oh, dude.
So I got away from it for a while, but I've always liked that, and I always kind of see like when I'm working on the comic, that's kind of what I see is kind of playing out in my head anyway. So animation's fun. My daughter's kind of getting into it. I mean, she's 10 years old now, so kind of picking up stuff when she tries it, so that's probably medium I like. Wow, all the messages shot in finally. I was like so behind. Now there's like scrolling up for me.
No, I gotta try to keep up. Hey, what up, everybody? Shout out to our God Society. Those are the homies out there, man. A bunch of great art community there. What else is next for you, man? Besides Kid Nebula and some of the other little projects you talked about.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of about as far as I plan. I mean, what's next is, like I said, I'd like to do some maybe help others out with their work. If they want to collab or something like that, it'd be awesome to do like a team up or something. So I think it's always cool, like with the indie community, just kind of help each other and you can do team ups, and it's a lot of fun and just opens up a whole bunch of stories and all that. So I think that's something I'm looking forward to down the road. Some type of team up or something.
Sweet. Our God Society said they just followed.
Oh, awesome! Thank you. Thanks so much.
Much appreciated, y'all. And that's it, man. Unless there's any questions from the audience that they have, this is your time now. If not, we're just gonna bring this to a close. I'm getting hungry, and I'm pretty sure you might be getting hungry as well.
Oh yeah, well it's a little past lunchtime, so all I talk about steak and stuff. I'm getting hungry.
Dude, man, and I had some a couple nights ago, so I was like, yes.
Yeah.
Texas Roadhouse, baby. No.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. No, D, man. Well, first off, much luck and success on your Kid Nebula. For anybody that's interested in helping out and supporting, make sure you guys go follow Dee Hausner, Hausner, and that's DEE. So find them at Kickstarter. Just go in there, find Kid Nebula. Or, even easier than that, check out Dee Hausner and just click on his link for the bios, right? It's that easy.
That easy.
That freaking easy, huh?
Yeah. Thanks so much for having me.
No, D, man, it's been a pleasure, my friend. And definitely, man, I would love to have you back. If you ever have some free time, if you ever want to promote something or just kick the shit a little bit, man, don't hesitate to hit me up, and we'll get you right back, man.
Awesome. I'd definitely like to see it might be scary, but the verdict once you get your copy. See what your reactions are.
That's what I wanted to tell you. I mean, if we can't talk until then, well, that's what we're gonna do, man. But for sure, when that comes out, I do want to have you back on, and we could just take everything in. All right?
Yeah, for sure, man.
For sure. D, man, thank you so much for your time, man. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks.
Hopefully the audience got to know you a little bit more, man, and definitely make sure you guys give him a follow. Mainly here, you guys could also find him at Facebook, Twitter, not so much, but
Yeah.
IG is the place, man. Make sure you're following. That's Dee Hausner, creator of Kid Nebula, coming to a freaking door near you. So make sure you guys go check that Kickstarter.
Yes. Thanks so much, man.
Dee, thank you so much, man, and thank you all for joining us today.
Thanks,
Yeah, thank you. This is episode 127 with Kid Nebula himself. This is Dee Hausner. And I'm your host, Zim Zimma. You guys are on chatting with Zim. Make sure you guys also check out Live with Seven. He also does interviews, the Drawn Con Show. That's going to be happening later today about 5 p.m. Central with guest, I think, T-Toner. So, Toner's going to be on there. So we're going to go check that out as well. Go support the show. Check out the guys over at Dead Laughing. Follow the crew. Monsters of Art Clan, and don't forget to follow my my brother Della News and the fam as well, Della Torre Comics. That's it, y'all. That's all we got for you, D, man.
All right.
Take us away, man. Last words. Take us out.
Just if you want to check out some sci-fi action with robots, aliens, and kaiju, check out my my bio on Instagram and the Kickstarter links there. Really appreciate all the support everyone's given me up to this point. So appreciate it, guys.
There you go. That's it. To the next one, guys. We're out. Peace.
All right, see ya.
Later, Z.